Imagine
right
waking
here
up
is the
every single month
$30,000
looking at
ad
your
trap,
business bank
and you
account
need to know
and
how to
watching
avoid it.
exactly $30,000 vanish into thin air. That is
Look at that
exactly what
return on
happens when you pour
investment.
cash into
Send your
marketing
ad budget
campaigns,
into the furnace
blindly
for
trusting a
guaranteed
slick
success.
salesman who promises the world. But when the monthly reports land on your desk, you find out your conversion rate is sitting at a dismal, freezing cold 8%. Or
As you can
still
see,
consider the
chart
absolute
completely
nightmare of a
collapsed,
company generating
leaving
a
us with
massive $80
disastrous
million
profit
in
margin
revenue,
of only
but walking
2%.
away with a 2% profit margin. $80 million flows through your fingers, but after paying everyone else, you are left with pennies and an ulcer. That is not a business, it is a charity. Why does this tragic comedy happen? Because you, the business owner, have unknowingly trapped yourself inside the ultimate operational bottleneck. You are
This
working
is the
80
core of
hours
our
a week,
discussion today.
spinning every single
The
wheel,
90-day
juggling
scale-up
marketing,
strategy.
legal, sales, finance, and even fixing the printer. You don't own a business, you own a job. But it does
Let's
not
look
have to
at
be this
strategy
way.
1.
There is a
Define
precise,
the target.
battle-tested 90-day structural
It is the
roadmap
most
designed to
important
shift you
step.
from an exhausted worker to a true owner.
Where are we going?
Strategy number 1, define the absolute target. Most business owners fail simply because they have no idea what victory actually looks like in numbers. They launch product after product, chasing every shiny trend, running full speed while completely blindfolded. They are moving fast but going nowhere. You must write down 3 holy metrics for the next quarter: your exact net profit dollar target, your gross margin percentages, and your maximum operational headcount. Welcome to the Martyr Complex. This is the dark, exhausting reality where founders brag about working 80 hours a week, wearing their burnout like a badge of honor. But let us look raw
Stop
data
being
in
a
the eye.
martyr.
Working 80 hours a week does not mean you are a hero. It means your business structure has completely failed to scale. Think about it.
Strategy 3.
A manager at a standard
Choose
fast
the
food
one
franchise
thing.
clocks in, manages their staff, takes home a stable, predictable paycheck, and goes home to sleep. Meanwhile, you, the brilliant owner of a multi-million-dollar empire, are drawing less than half of that, hoping there is enough left after payroll. You are not a business
This
owner.
chart clearly
You are
shows
just a
that
glorified
60-55%
employee
of the
working
revenue
inside your
is
own
generated by
operational
this main
nightmare,
slice.
and your salary is the ultimate proof. This is where we draw the line. To scale up effectively over the next 90 days, you must stop being a martyr and start building leverage. Let us jump into
Alright,
strategy
let's
number
talk about
3.
strategy
Choose
4.
the one thing.
Rewire
This
the
is where
sales
most
engine.
founders lose their minds by spreading themselves too thin. They try to launch 6 different products across 4 marketing channels with 0 solid infrastructure. They are trying to build an empire on sand. But if you look at the raw transactional data, 65% of your total revenue is almost always driven by one single product and one single channel. Your job during this 90-day sprint is to brutally murder the distractions, cut the underperforming products, focus all your energy on what already works. That leads us straight into strategy number 4, rewire the sales engine. If your pipeline is broken, optimization means nothing. Most
Let's
businesses
dive
do
into
not
the
have a
fifth
lead
strategy,
generation problem. They
human
have a
capital
massive
architecture.
unaddressed leak in their conversion pipeline where prospective customers simply escape. They run ads, pray to the heavens, and hope that sales magically happen. Hope is a beautiful emotion, but it is a horrific business strategy. You need hard, unshakable conversion data metrics. You must target a minimum 20% close rate and track lead response times under 5 minutes. Fix the
Let's jump
engine,
right
block
into
the leaks,
strategy
and drop
number
the
6.
mystical assumptions.
Unit
With the
economics
targets
lockdown.
locked and sales
Pay
rewired,
close
we are
attention
ready
to
to
this
build
one.
team architecture.
This
Now we
equation,
unlock strategy
lifetime
number
value
5.
is less than CAC,
The human
is the
capital
biggest
architecture.
roadblock to scaling. We
Most
have to
founders
break it
hire
down.
staff to fix immediate panic instead of planning long-term leverage. When
As
a
you can
problem
see,
explodes,
our
your
gross
reflex
margin
is to
strong
throw
at over
warm bodies at it.
70%, and
You
we're
hire
seeing
anyone with a
CAC
heartbeat,
payback in
creating
under
a
12
bloated,
months.
low-efficiency circus. Stop hiring for
Strategy
task
7.
execution.
Rhythms of
Hire for
execution.
systemic ownership. Every new seat in your business must directly pull operational weight off your plate.
3
This
hours of
seamlessly
this
brings us
chat
to
fest,
strategy
and we
number
are
6,
nowhere near
unit
done.
economics lockdown. If your base transactions are broken, volume will only kill you faster. Scaling a
framework
business with
covers our
broken
daily
unit
metric
economics
huddle,
is like buying
the
$10
weekly sprint
for
review,
$12 and
and our
trying to make it up
overall
on
monthly
volume.
strategy.
It is slow motion suicide. Lock
Look
down
at
your
this
margins
incredible
immediately.
progress.
You must maintain a
We've gone
gross
from
margin
day
above
one
70%
all the
and
way
keep
up
your
to day
customer
90 on
acquisition
our
payback
journey.
period under 12 months. This drives us right to the final piece, strategy number 7, rhythms of execution. Strategy without a meeting cadence is just hallucination. Most corporate alignment looks like 3-hour-long brain-melting updates where everything is discussed, but absolutely nothing gets executed. You
This
need
right
3
here is
rigid
the 90-day
checkpoints,
scale-up
daily
verdict.
10-minute
Let's
tracking
dive into
huddles,
the
weekly
details.
outcome sprint reviews, and comprehensive monthly macro strategy alignments. When these
Don't
7
forget to
core
hit that
components
like
are
button
synchronized
and
over
subscribe to
90
the
days,
channel.
you
It
systematically
really helps
remove
us out.
yourself from being the single point of failure. You step out of the
Big bang.
bottleneck. Your business starts moving smoothly without requiring your frantic attention every single minute of the day. You transition
Strategy
from an
3.
exhausted, underpaid
Choose the
operator
one
into a
thing.
true strategic owner. Your revenue turns into actual, real cash profit flow. So what is the ultimate conclusion of this 90-day architecture? Scale is never about doing more things yourself. It is about building leverage. If you
I
are
wanna
ready to
draw
stop
your
burning
attention to
cash
this
on
massive
vanity
slice
numbers and
right
start
here.
locking down
That's
real profit growth,
65%
smash that
revenue.
subscribe button right now. Drop your biggest operational bottleneck in the comments below. We will see you in the next strategic deep dive. Take control and stay focused. Strategy number
Strategy
3 is a
4.
brutal exercise in focus. Choose the
Rewire
one
the
thing.
sales
Most
engine.
founders fail because they spread their energy across 6 different products at once. They launch product A, then B, then C with zero solid infrastructure. It is like an octopus trying to play 6 pianos at the same time and hitting only sour notes. But look at your actual transactional data. 65% of your total revenue is almost always driven by one single product and one single channel.
Our
Job is
close
to
rate
brutally
is
murder the
20%,
distractions,
and we achieved
cut
a
the
response time
underperforming
of less
products,
than
pour
5
every
minutes.
ounce of energy into the one thing that actually pays the bills. This brings us to strategy number 4, rewire the sales engine. If your pipeline is leaking, no amount of marketing will save your business. Most businesses
Strategy
don't
5,
have a lead
human
generation
capital
problem.
architecture.
They have a massive, unaddressed leak in their conversion pipeline where customers simply escape. They run ads, pray to the heavens, and hope that sales magically happen. Hope is a beautiful emotion, but it is a horrific business strategy. You need hard, unshakable conversion data. You must target a minimum 20% close rate and lead response times under 5 minutes. Fix the
Let's
engine,
jump right
block the
into
leaks, and
strategy
drop the
6,
assumptions.
unit
With the
economics
targets
lockdown.
locked and sales rewired,
is
we are
crucial
ready to
for
build the
scaling.
team. Now for strategy number 5, the human capital architecture. Most founders hire staff to fix immediate panic instead of planning leverage. When a problem explodes, your reflex is to throw warm bodies at it. You hire anyone with a heartbeat, creating a bloated, low-efficiency circus. Stop hiring
Welcome,
for task
everyone.
execution.
Today,
Hire
we
for
dive into
systemic
strategy
ownership.
7,
Every new
the
seat must
rhythms of
directly pull
execution.
operational weight off your plate. This brings us to strategy number 6, unit economics lockdown. If your base transactions are broken, volume will only kill you faster. Scaling
Daily
with
metric
broken
huddle,
unit economics is like
weekly
buying
sprint
$10
review,
for $12 and
monthly
trying to make it
strategy.
up on volume. It is slow-motion suicide. Lock
We
down
begin
your
at day
margins.
1, and as we
You must
move along
maintain a
the
gross
timeline,
margin
you can
above
see the
70%
incredible
and
progress
keep
we've
customer
made,
acquisition
reaching our
payback
goal
under
by
12
day
months.
90.
Finally, we reach strategy number 7, rhythms of execution. A brilliant strategy is just a hallucination without a rigid meeting cadence to back it up. Most corporate meetings are brain-melting 3-hour chat fests where everything is discussed, but absolutely nothing actually gets executed. You need
So here
3
it
rigid
is,
checkpoints.
the final verdict
Daily
of our
10-minute
90-day
metric huddles,
scale-up.
weekly outcome sprint reviews, and comprehensive monthly macro strategy alignments. When
Don't
these
forget
7
to
core
like this
components
video
are
and click
synchronized
that
over
subscribe
90
button
days,
so you
you
don't miss
systematically
out on
remove
future
yourself from being
updates.
the single point of failure. You step out of the bottleneck. Your business starts moving smoothly without requiring your frantic attention every single minute of the day. You transition from an
Join us
exhausted
now as
operator
we
into
take
a
a
true
comprehensive
strategic
look
owner.
at the talent
Your revenue
equation.
turns into actual, real cash profit flow. So what is the ultimate verdict? Scale is never about doing more things yourself. It is about building the systems that do the work for you. If you're ready to stop burning cash and start locking down real profit growth, smash that subscribe button right now. Drop your biggest bottleneck in the comments. We'll see you in the next deep dive. Take control and stay focused. But let's go even deeper.
We are
Why do most
excited
companies
to announce
fail
that
to
the
hire the
hiring
right people?
engine is
It all
fixed.
comes down to the talent equation. You've been there. Looking through 100 resumes, conducting 20 interviews, and still ending up with 0 qualified candidates. The secret is to stop hiring for tasks and start hiring for outcomes. You aren't buying someone's time, you're buying a result. Follow this 3-step audit. Define the specific goal, set the unshakable KPIs, and only interview candidates with proof of results. When you fix the talent equation, the rest of the 90-day strategy moves 5 times faster. It is the fuel that drives the entire machine. Don't just watch this. Go audit your team and your targets today. We'll be here for your next big scale-up. Goodbye for now. Now that your core infrastructure is rewired, we must enter the most critical phase of the journey, stress testing your system against reality, because a plan that only works when the economy is perfect is not a strategy. It is a house of cards waiting for the first gust of wind. True scaling means building a fortress. Natalie Dawson highlights that your 90-day targets must account for sudden operational shifts. You must build model scenarios for both sides of the coin. What happens if your main marketing platform goes dark? What if leads double? This means locking down your cash reserves. A bulletproof operation requires at least 6 months of fixed operating costs stashed away safely. We are now officially hitting the midpoint of our 90-day strategic turnaround blueprint. Let us review the ground we covered. First, we stopped lying to ourselves. We ripped up the fake vanity metrics spreadsheets and audited our absolute raw vitals cash metrics. Second, we murdered the distractions. We slashed 6 underperforming product channels to focus exclusively on your single core profit engine. Third, we rewired the leaking sales engine pipeline, replacing vague assumptions with an ironclad minimum 20% close rate target. Fourth, we architected human capital around leverage and systemic ownership, firing the immediate panic loops and hiring for real results. We locked down the unit economics, enforcing a strict minimum 70% gross profit margin wall to guarantee actual wealth creation. And sixth, we synced the execution rhythms, binding the workforce to rigid daily, weekly, and monthly metric checking loops to track outcome delivery. The engine is completely rebuilt. The leaks are totally sealed. Now we enter the final 45 days of our tactical but fast sprint. This is where the transformation turns into raw speed. You are no longer reactively fighting fires, you are proactively steering the corporate ship. The foundational baseline checks are complete. The structure is officially safe. Now let us watch the financial compounding acceleration engine activate. Welcome to the compounding acceleration engine. This is where small, calculated operational micro-adjustments begin to multiply your bottom line net cash flow drastically. Most business owners think that doubling your profit metrics requires doubling your customer volume numbers. The actual math tells an entirely different story. If you optimize just 3 base levers by a tiny, manageable 10% each, your lead conversions, your pricing structure, and your operational margins, the mathematical compound effect does not give you a minor 30% increase. It yields an explosive 33% surge in clean profit. This is what Natalie Dawson refers to as re-engineering the model. You do not scale up by forcing panic chaos. You scale up by technical precision. Let us look directly at your human asset registry. You must divide your current team into 2 clear buckets: the wealth producers and the system drainers. The system drainers are the panic-hired warm bodies who consume your gross revenue but generate 0 leverage or output. They are costing you double. Your next tactical directive over the 90-day horizon is to lock down strict systemic ownership roles and tie every single seat to specific result KPIs. Which brings us straight to the forensic audit of your market channel pipeline. We must grab a magnifying glass and examine where currency burns. Look at this disaster. You are burning $30,000 a month on digital ad networks, completely blind to the fact that your conversion is broken. Your marketing consultant flashes beautiful traffic chart parameters, completely hiding the freezing cold truth that only 8% of those leads turn into sales. Speed is the ultimate converter. If your internal staff takes 30 minutes to reply to an inbound customer lead, you are burning your own pipeline cash flow. Close the loop, seal the pipeline cracks, and lock down response latency. Your conversion machinery is officially retrofitted and secure. With your metrics defined, your products focused, and your pipeline sealed, we are structurally prepared to transition into macro wealth compounding scaling frameworks. How we activate Chapter 8, the daily cadence architecture. No matter how perfect your math is, execution will decay without ruthless checking mechanisms. Without an unyielding workflow rhythm, your staff naturally drifts back into bad habits, turning your optimized system back into chaotic static noise. This is where we institute the first unshakable checking mechanism, the daily metric huddle. Exactly 10 minutes every single morning. No long storytelling, no complaints. Every team member answers 3 data queries: yesterday's outcomes, today's targets, and critical blockers. The second loop is the weekly sprint review. Every Friday afternoon, you pull up the master team dashboard and validate real results against commitments. We do not track effort. We do not track stories.
Transformation matrix.
If a role committed to 5 conversions and delivered 0, the dashboard flashes red. End of story. The third tracking mechanism is the monthly macro strategy alignment. This is where you step away from day-to-day operations entirely. You review the entire business machine model from a bird's-eye view, checking macro capital allocations and adjusting targets for the next 90-day run. Daily tracking huddles, weekly sprint reviews, and monthly strategies. When these 3 tracking mechanisms link together, your machine executes autonomously. The execution framework is completely monitored and safe. The tracking loops are locked. Now let us witness the ultimate corporate liberation matrix unleash.
We've hit the 60-day mark, and look at that! Gross margin locked at over 70%. We made it! Day 90, here we are! Going once, going twice, gone!
We now deploy Chapter 9, the 90-day transformation matrix. This is where we stitch every single strategy together into one synchronized execution timeline. Look at Day 1. Your business model is bleeding capital, your staff is panicking, and you are trapped working 80 hours as the bottleneck. During weeks 1 to 4, we implement the brutal system purge. We target and murder product distractions and lock down your raw cash vitals. By day 30, the conversion pipeline is completely retrofitted. Leaking sales channels are sealed shut and close rates surge past 20%. Weeks 5 to 8, target internal restructuring. We purge task execution chaos to deploy accountability roles based on systemic ownership. By day 60, the unit economics are totally fortified. Your gross profit margins are locked securely above a strict minimum 70% threshold. Weeks 9 to 12 bind the business to a rigid execution rhythm. Daily, weekly, and monthly tracking loops eliminate any operational drift permanently. And finally,
like
day
that,
90, the transformation is complete. The business moves autonomously without absorbing your physical energy, generating real, clean cash profit flow. Comprehensive timeline matrix review is locked. Every strategic component has been chronologically verified against Natalie Dawson's core model protocols, which drives us straight to the final strategic verdict. It is time to step out of the tactical mud and address the overarching corporate truth. Scaling up a business from $1 million to $10 million is never a test of your personal stamina. It is a strict engineering test of your model infrastructure. If you scale up without fixing the base vitals, you are simply spinning a larger, heavier operational hamster wheel that will eventually grind you to bone dust. Remember the golden rule of re-engineering. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but real operational leverage is your ticket to absolute freedom. If you are ready to drop the martyr complex, smash your internal bottlenecks, and re-engineer your entire company engine, hit that subscribe button right now. We enter our absolute final chapter, the macro leverage freedom. This is the promised land where your business transforms from a prison into a true engine of wealth. True business freedom is not about working when you want. It is about your model executing flawlessly when you are completely disconnected from it. Natalie Dawson reminds us that the primary metric of a scale-up founder is not how hard you push yourself. It is how few tasks require your physical touch.